Hello, today in Penny Uses Ancient Monuments as a Camera Tripod, we are at Urswick Burial Chamber. Now, I didn't have time to make a video this week other than my rant about metal detecting, but then Mr. WC21 put up a video where he actively wants people to come and tell him he's wrong on the internet, and also it's 10 minutes from my house, so I couldn't really not. You might only be able to see me in silhouette here. I hope you like my hat. It's purple, but it looks black on there. Yeah. Okay, well, let's have a look round. I think I can see the burial chamber in the trees there. Now, one thing that strikes me is how many of the rocks are actually in quite a similar vibes, I think is the best I can say, really. That sort of angle, that sort of size. Maybe a little bit stacked on top of each other, well, where they're formed like that and fractured, so it doesn't look completely incompatible with a natural feature. Let's go and take a closer look. This is really not in good condition. Like, that's the better side, the other side's got more rungs missing. Fortunately, you can just climb over the wall. I hope most people who can climb over a stile can also get over that wall. I think when I first came here I assumed that was the burial chamber, because that funny little outcrop does look kind of like a giant burial chamber. I think that's natural, but it's sort of long and thin. It is the shape of a long barrow, just huge, but I don't think that's actually it. Here's another not the burial chamber. It's a large stone lying on top of some more stones. Right, I believe I have reached the maybe a burial chamber. Now, as I mentioned, it sort of blends into landscape a bit. Like, if you look around, there's lots of similar stones. It could be natural, could be man-made. Let's take a look inside. So the wind's getting up a bit, so the sound might be terrible. Say inside. You've got sort of the three possible portal stones, and then a few more rocks here. Do they look cut? I don't know. Like, a lot of rocks around here are kind of fractured. Yeah, I'm not actually an expert archaeologist. Oh, what's this? Orange mini eggs? Yes, please. Now I've got my mini eggs. I think it actually looks more interesting from the outside. That some of these stones are at a bit of a funny angle when the surrounding ones are mainly quite flat, like over there. But there are a few that are a bit more angled. So, is it man-made or not? The answer is, I don't know. Yeah, I'm an amateur YouTube antiquarian, and I do actually have some sort of formal qualifications, but they were all on Roman stuff, so I don't actually know about this area. I can't even remember exactly what era it allegedly is. Something prehistoric. Anyway, so it looks like it could be. So it is a slightly odd arrangement of stones compared to the ones that have just naturally fractured. But as I say, I did point out that thing that looks like a giant long barrow, which almost certainly isn't. So it could be. The thing is, although it does look like quite similar to the surroundings, there's also an argument that if someone wanted to make a burial chamber here, it was quite easy to do so with fairly minimal rearrangement of stones. So maybe it is the laziest burial chamber. Who knows? There's probably lazier ones. This one's actually survived the test of time if it's real. I would say maybe 60% sure it's man-made. Yeah, I think it might be, but I am not an expert. That's just my opinion from looking around here and taking a bit of a guess, really. But I do like to think that ancient people looked at bits of landscape and thought, that's really cool, I want to either worship that or build something here. And I mean, if this was the kind of structure that people used for man-made burial chambers, would they not have looked at it and gone, oh, that looks interesting, and made it into some sort of sacred site? I mean, that seems plausible, even if they don't even bury anyone in there. So, yeah, I think it's likely to have been at least human revered, because there is signs of a lot of human activity around here. And things like this might be why they found this area important. But we don't really have any evidence. It's just a little interesting mystery that sadly we may never solve.